Signal. I'll be having. Hey everybody. Damn. Here. I'm gonna do what I always do and share it to our page, our group page, and make sure that everything is good. And then we will go from there. Oh, I'm turning it down. I'm tripping. There we go. At 100%. Post. Hi, we are the Chapmans, and this is the Awareness Podcast. If you are new here, I would suggest sit back and get comfortable and enjoy yourself. You might learn something. If you are old here, welcome back. Thank you for the support. If you are not following myself, you can follow myself right here or in the group, The Awareness Podcast. You can follow us on YouTube at The Awareness Podcast as well. You can send us an email at the awareness podcast at yahoo.com, or you can inbox us, but it's better to send us an email, because a lot of times if you're not a friend of ours or following us or something like that, your email or your questions and stuff like that excuse me, will get lost in our spam messages. So we encourage everybody to do that if you're not already following us, and we appreciate it. Without further ado, we are going to jump right into where we left off last week. If you remember last week, we touched on how it was when my wife found out that we had MS, and her thoughts and feelings on it when the doctors and stuff came in. So this week we're continuing that, but what we're doing is letting people know the different types of MS there is, the stages, and she touched on something last week that was called a MS hug. And a lot of people don't know what an MS hug is. So we'll go from there. So my first question, really, I just want to jump right into it and ask you the question: what is a MS hug?
For me, it's tightening of the chest.
Okay.
It's like it's grabbing your chest and it's squeezing it.
Okay. So, does it feel like a panic attack or an anxiety attack or something like that?
And that I can't say because I've not had either.
Okay.
A panic attack or anxiety attack.
Okay.
But I can see it maybe leading to that just from what stuff you see on TV. You have people panic.
Right.
Yeah, I could see it leading it into that if you don't stay calm.
So when do you feel like that the MS hugs take effect for you? Because it's different from for a lot of people.
It is. When I was driving the truck, I first noticed it when I would go for walks. I would walk 30 minutes a day, but it had been a little minute since I had, stopped walking. So now I'm starting back. And I first thought it was just because I ain't been walking in the past 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, what is that? Like, that kind of hurts, So I stopped walking. Then I just bend over and breathe and like stretch my legs and shake my arms. And I'll stand back up and take back off walking. And it'll kind of go away. And then sometimes when I would be in the truck getting ready for bed, it'll just be aching, and it just feel like it's just grabbing you and it's just squeezing you. And Even though I'm laying down, I'm moving and turning and, raising my arm, whatever, trying to make it stop. It wouldn't stop. The only way it stopped when I'm laying down if I stand up. And it still do that here. So if I'm in the bed, I probably don't say nothing to you about it. But yeah, if I'm going through one and I'm sitting there rocking, trying to get to go away, it don't go away. I stand up, it'll go away.
Okay. So when I want to make sure that everybody have like a really clear picture of, it's not something that is per se like nice. It's not it has a nice name, hug.
Yeah.
It's something that sounds nice or whatnot, but it's not nothing nice. It's something serious.
It hurts. Yeah, it hurts. Like I told you last week, I noticed that I was experiencing more of them when I would get out the car and get ready and walk to the bus. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, maybe I need to quit walking so fast. Let me just walk slow.
So you're trying to basically navigate what you're supposed to do with your body and the new role that you're taking on,
and try to figure out what makes the MS hug come about. I still don't know. I just noticed that if I'm walking too fast, it'll come.
Okay. So in your mind, you feel like you need to slow down walking.
Yes. Okay. Yes, I don't need to be walking fast. I need to just slow down because that's the only time I see it's triggering when it comes.
Okay. But you said they come when you laying down as well.
Sometimes, but more so when I get up and start walking fast.
Okay.
If I'm laying in the bed, it'll be a faint hug versus me walking fast.
Okay.
Walking fast hug hurts worse. If I'm just laying down and I don't know what makes it come, it'd be faint, but I just don't like I don't like pain.
Right.
I don't like the feeling no way. So.
Got a low tolerance for pain.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, so my next question is, I know you had like a list of different types of MS. Mm-hmm. Just like I spoke about in the last video, I didn't know, we didn't know that there were stages to MS until one of our good friends has been diagnosed with it as well. And she's in stage 4. So stage 4 of MS is totally different from the stage that we're in. But I guess it's like cancer, because I've never heard of a stage of, I never heard of MS really. So I never only heard of stages when it came to cancer. So when we found out that there were stages to MS, that made it like heighten up our senses a whole lot different as well. So could you please let the people know the stages?
Well, to start off, first of all, multiple sclerosis is an autoimmune disorder, and it affects your central nervous system. So it's like the nerves that we have. MS, it eats away at the nerves, the coating around the nerves. So it's like your nerve, if you just peel the skin off your finger and then what's up under there, it's just an open nerve. There's no coating on it. And when you're having a flare-up and it's eating the nerve, your brain can't tell your body what it's supposed to be doing. Your body just veer off and do retarded stuff on its own. So it attacks the nerve system. And like I said, it's an autoimmune disorder. So we have to try to keep our immune system up how it's supposed to be. So because we can easily get sick, like real easy. And as far as the different the different stages of MS, let's see. The first one that I had wrote down is what I have. And what I have is relapse remitting multiple sclerosis. And all that is, from what I've kind of like paid attention and, notice things on myself, I could have, or like people don't know that I have MS because it don't show, because I still walk and I do things and I function, just fine. Since I got diagnosed, 4 years ago, I haven't had a flare up. At one point, I thought I was having a flare up because something was going on with my knee, where I started just limping. But that's just part of MS. So it wasn't no flare up. I went to the doctor, had another MRI scan. There was no new lesions on the brain or the spine. It's just MS just doing its thing. So that's what I have, the relapse of, thank you, remitting multiple sclerosis. And then after that, you have primary progressive multiple sclerosis. And that is like, it's gradual, when your symptoms will gradually worsen. Do they stay that way? I'm not sure because I haven't experienced that. And I'm, like I said, I'm still learning. So even though it's called progressive multiple sclerosis, it's just your symptoms are over a period of time are worsening. Remission. What do you think remission?
Remissions is when it goes into like hiding, it's sleep, it's lying dormant.
That's what that is. Okay, so progressive, you're gradually worsening, but you don't go into remission. It just stays active. Then.
Right.
Okay, that's so what the progressive one is.
Going downhill.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And then you have secondary progressive multiple sclerosis, and that develops after a period of relapse and remitting. Same thing counted as the previous one. The symptoms do gradually worsen over time with fewer or no remission. So it's kind of like the same thing. The symptoms are steady going. And then you have the progressive relapsing multiple sclerosis, and it's gradually continuing, getting worse over time. But I don't think you have no remission with that one at all, the progressive one. It just keep going. So it's kind of similar, but it's like I really can't speak about those other three because I'm not in that category. I'm just in the first one. And so, like I said, I have, ever since I've got diagnosed, the only thing that's been really stuck around is my numbness and my tinglings in my hands. I'm doing some more research because sometimes I'll see like little sparks of light, little flashes of light. They call it something, but I have to look that up. I might have a little blurriness sometimes out my peripheral. I can't see. Sometimes I be blinking. Then, but like about a few minutes, it'll go away. Then my eyesight will, go back. No, I can see straight. I just can't see out my peripheral. Sometimes it's blurry.
Does that scare you?
Yeah. Yeah, because I'd be like, "What are we doing? Blink, go away. Blink, go away." Because it can lead to MS can cause eyesight problems, blindness. You can go blind from it.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, so that makes me nervous. But that's every now and then, maybe like once a month, that I have that blurry on my peripheral.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so another thing that all my things that I talk about and stuff like that, mm-hmm. I just let it free form and allow myself to ask you the things or whatnot, even though they give you time enough to think.
Okay. So
you got to be quick on your feet to try to keep your motor skills going on. Mm-hmm. But I feel like that there were signs with different things, because I'm very observant with things or whatnot. There were signs like way years before of things that had happened. Mm-hmm. And we just didn't know where to put it at or what to line it up to. But we've been together, we've been married for 11 years and we've been together for the exact same amount. Mm-hmm. So in those 11 years, the first year that we were together, it was just, uniform because we were together all the time.
Right.
But it was like after, I say maybe a year and a half, looking back on those 10 years, it's like so many different little quirks that happened or that was going on that it seemed like it was a misfire. And I'll give you an example.
Okay.
You get fogs sometimes.
You might get no fog. I'm telling out my business. Fogs, brain fogs.
Yes.
Okay, what I be doing?
You'll repeat stuff. You'll repeat stuff, and it'll be like a continuous cycle, of the same thing, and you're not aware that you're doing it, but it'll make yeah. Our son, our oldest son, and me are very like keyed in and tuned in to you.
Yeah.
And so we've noticed those things. So we have our sidebar conversations without you about it,
right.
Comparing notes or whatnot, and going back, like I said, 10 years to, hey, this was going on way back then, but it just, so that's why I wanted to talk about that. So because it's called clinically isolated syndrome, CIS.
Okay.
So a single episode of MS symptoms that does not meet the criteria for full-blown MS diagnosis.
Okay.
Those were all the things that were going on prior to.
Yeah.
Right. So it took roughly
that's crazy. I mean, but it is that's to us, it's like something simple.
Right.
It's nothing too alarm.
Right.
Yeah. So
right. Or either forgetting something like that just happened and you not being able to cognitively remember, and you like, and I'm like, well, it just happened, and you like, I don't know what you're talking about. And so I literally would get angry. I would be mad because it would seem like she wasn't remembering things on purpose, not even knowing that it was something more serious underlying going on. So, yeah. So then the next one, it says it may progress to RPMS or primary progressive MS. Then it goes active versus inactive. And that's used to describe whether the disease is currently causing new inflammation or damage. So, like when you went through something and you, like, in your mind, you are so trying to be in tune with everything, you were afraid and you were like, I'm having a flare-up. I'm having a flare-up. I got to go to the doctor. And you, because so many things were happening. And so when we went, he was like, no, you're not having a flare-up.
Right.
Like, because these are things that are going to consistently happen and go on.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like these classifications, like they say, are not always rigid. And some people may experience symptoms that overlap between different types.
Yeah.
So a health professional can determine the most appropriate diagnosis, but mind you, while they're trying to diagnose what's going on, other things could be happening, because like we told you all in the previous video, when we went to the hospital initially, she could write.
Yeah.
Within a matter of hours of us being there, and all they did was an MRI with contrast
and a
CT scan. But before they did all of that, they tried to get her to sign some papers. Now, that was just like literally, I'm saying hours, but it wasn't like 5-6 hours had went by. It wasn't like that. Like, we literally went from home to there.
Yeah.
So it's like this disease is very sporadic.
Yeah.
It's very unknowing.
Yeah, ups and downs.
Very much so, ups and downs.
Yeah, you don't know what it's going to do.
We don't. So from day to day, it could be anything.
Yeah. Yeah, because like that one weekend, Friday I was okay, and then Saturday we was gonna start housework, but that's my knee started acting up again. And I was like, baby, I got to use the bathroom. I felt like I couldn't even make it to the bathroom. So we just never, but then that was just Saturday and Sunday. And then Monday I'm back walking normal. You just do stuff like that. Limp all weekend, and Monday time to go to work, I'm doing just fine. So you just don't know what it's gonna do from day to day. It's not like it's not like catching a cold where, you get an itchy throat or you start sneezing. So, okay, I'm going to catch a cold. It's not like that. It's just, hey, this is what we're doing today. Today, your arm ain't going to work right. I don't know, but it's just, it don't give you no warning. So you don't know, but yeah, it's an up and down, disease that there's no cure for. And, they don't do a lot of research on it.
They don't. And I feel like because getting into the brain to try to figure out, by the time you figure out one thing, something else gonna come up. You know what I'm saying? And the lesions don't just stay in one place. So we're consistently learning. We're consistently navigating, and that's why we wanted to do this podcast, because a lot of people have it and don't know, or they know somebody who has it and they don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
Right. So to try to navigate through this, I know for her it's been hard. For me it's hard because I feel like I take a lot more stuff. I can take a lot more stuff, even when it comes to pain. Like, she has a low tolerance for pain. I have a high tolerance for pain. So our doctors are like, does this hurt? Does that hurt? With me, I'm like, nah, I'm okay. Because to me, I've identified pain as that's just growing. That's just getting older, or, whatever, when that's not the case.
Yeah.
So even when I got put in the wheelchair, that wasn't the case. I just was like, it's okay. It'll be all right. I wasn't thinking nothing about it. But so when it comes to, I always come back to you to ask, introducing the new lifestyle into existence, is it scary?
Yeah, it's scary because it's the unknown. You don't know. So if I let myself go down a rabbit hole to where I'm thinking, what it's going to be like, what if I do reach the other progressive, where there's no remission, it's just worse. I don't know. It's scary. Yeah, I don't even want to. I hope I never make it to that point, but yeah, it's scary. I mean, I can't imagine myself like possibly going blind from it or not being able to walk. And I'm 44. I've been walking and seeing all my life.
Right.
Yeah, so that's scary to know it could take a turn for that.
The one time I had to bring, well, no, it's been a couple times, but when I got you the cane and you were so rebellious.
Yeah, I ain't using it.
But if the shoe was when the shoe was on the other foot, you could pick me up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can help me. Hell, when I had the seizure or whatnot at the door, you were able to pick me up.
Right.
If any of those things happen with you, I won't be able to pick you up. So I need you to help me help you.
Right. Yeah.
It's just different. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I pray all the time. Every morning we both are back and forth with each other. Yeah. How you feeling?
I know, right?
How you feeling? You sleep all right? Okay. You all right to move? We're consistently in this. But I do say this. I'm glad that we have surrounded each other with so much love and care that I don't feel like I could have went through what I went through with anybody else.
Right.
That's just honest.
And that's good. I mean, it takes patience too. When someone's going through illnesses or, your case, the sciatic nerve or the fibromyalgia, like, it's just, you have to be patient. You can't just give up on somebody because they have an illness, so.
Well, some people do.
Yeah, they run away, and it's not fair. You don't do people like that. Because if it was you want somebody to, stick by you and take care of you. Or then, people do think they're like, oh, man, they're going to leave me. I'm sick. I can't do this. I can't maneuver. Yeah, I can see that, but it's no.
Right.
I want to go leave my baby.
People have my doctor when I was in Tennessee wanted to diagnose me with. She wanted to send me to the neurologist, set up referrals and everything like that because she believes that I have MS. But because of all the other things that they had already diagnosed me with and things like that, I refuse to go because I don't want to know. And that's just honest. Like I literally, my sight, I have numbness, and it could be attributed to a lot of the things that I already have, like the deteriorating disc in my neck and my back, at the base of my neck and at the base of my back. So it could be that. It could be the fibromyalgia. So with all of that already going on, I just refused to go to the neurologist. I was like, no, I don't want to know, because at that time I was going through major anxiety. I was going through major depression. I was going through not being able to work, being taken off of a job that I love, which was trucking.
Yeah.
So I don't want to know. And to this day, I still don't know. So I could possibly have it, but when they diagnosed her, they diagnosed me. They diagnosed our whole family. So we as a family have MS. She doesn't have MS by herself. She doesn't stand in MS by herself. Her whole entire family, her wife and our kids, we stand with her. She has different family members that stand with us, but a lot of people just don't know.
Yeah. You asked this question. No, I mean, I've been with you so long, so no, I don't know.
You don't think you could have went through it with nobody else?
Me having MS being with someone else.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no because I've been with you for so long. I wouldn't even think about it. But what if this would happen when I was with such and such? No, we wouldn't. I would have got on there. I would have left. So yeah, yeah, no, I wouldn't have been able to do it with nobody else.
Well, that's good to know. Yeah, somebody said in the comments, I'm trying to do both. She said her brother legs just sometimes stop working. And that's one of the stages that we mentioned prior to. We have a friend that was a truck driver, and her legs will stop working. And she's in stage 4. So he's probably in stage 4, which is so unfortunate for everybody around, especially the person. But everybody around is like on edge. We're consistently on edge because we don't know. And it's not a bad thing to be on edge. We're just super aware of the things that she's going through, and we're hyper. Our senses have been heightened so much that we literally are like you would do a baby when they're first starting to walk. You're like, oh, let me put my hand right here so they don't fall.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much our life. Even when we go to the grocery store, I had to get in. I wouldn't go to the grocery store. I just let me order my groceries because whatever. But get in the habit of getting into the buggy, and she's like, well, I want to walk. And I'm like, walk, right. But then you heard when she walks, she gets the MS hugs. So I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about when her legs stop working. I'm thinking about that. So it's like, it's a lot of different things that I think about. And I be on her butt to do things. She give me pushback, whatever. But
did that person in the comments say that they brother had MS?
Yes, they have MS.
Okay, and she's saying his legs stopped working.
Yes.
Oh man.
Yes, his legs will stop working. Well, I hope we don't like to give too much per session. We want to keep it as freshly for y'all so y'all can keep y'all questions, and we gather questions and make answers or get the answers that y'all are looking for and do research to keep y'all engaged and informed and whatnot. Well, it's funny that you say that, Katricia. I hope I'm saying your name right, Katricia. Because when we asked about meds and stuff like that and different things, because we were like, hey, what can we do to fix it? Because that was our mindset in the beginning. Can we fix it?
What's her question?
Here you go. Her left hand stay numb. Her fingers are always numb. And
the meds make her feel worse. Okay, yeah. So like my hands, they be numb and tingling. I can still function though. My right hand is more worse than my left hand. The textures, the feel, it feels weird. But as far as medication, I took medication one time, and it was a medicine. It was a chemo pill. What is it? 10 milligrams chemo pill.
Yeah.
And it was called Maven or Mavenclad. Yes. Yeah. And so they shipped it to me, and you take 2 pills. No, you take 1 pill for a week. So Monday through Friday, each morning you wake up, take a pill. So you take the medicine for that week, and then you take a 30-day break. And then the next month come around, they'll ship me out another medicine, and I do the same thing. I take 1 pill every day, so it's like I only did like 2 weeks worth of medicine, and that first year, then I take a break, and then the next year I did it, and that was it. I'm not on medication neither. I was asking my primary about the numbness, and so she had put me on gabapentin, and I didn't like that. And no, it made whatever was going on. It made my body ache, and I'm like, no, babe, I don't want to take this. And so my baby was like, well, stop taking it. And then I told my doctor was like, yeah, stop taking it. So I'm not on no medication neither. So
yeah, I'm always advocate for her. I always tell her, just like I told my kids when they was on ADHD medicine, y'all are the captains of your body, and your body is talking to you. Listen.
Yeah.
And you got to let them know what you're doing. If you're not going to take it, let them know that you're not going to take it.
Yeah.
Just don't set yourself up for failure. We trying to set everybody up for success around here. So if it's something that doesn't work, or you feel funny, or you don't feel right, it's nothing wrong with saying, no, I'm not taking this. Because if, let's just be honest, the pharmacy companies are the biggest companies in the world. They're going to make money regardless. They're going to get their funds. That is the point of them. So if we could take back our power by changing our eating and doing stuff like that, by all means, that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, that's what we do too. We switch it up as far as trying to monitor and watch what we eat too, because that plays a major part in it as well.
Yeah, we when she was on the chemo medicine, we asked them, like, what is this chemo medicine supposed to be for? Like, what is it going to do? And they were like, well, we're in hopes that it's going to put them to sleep and shrink them.
Yeah.
And so we like, in hopes. So you're feeding me poison in hopes that it's going to help a lesion that's on my brain, several lesions on my brain and spine.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see if it work. And if it work, good. If it don't, no harm, no foul. I'm not even gonna go there with that right now. I'm not even gonna do it because, again, We appreciate y'all for tuning in. We hope these sessions are being informative. And until next time, thank y'all for tuning in.